Ipswich Buses, your local bus company serving your football team. Buses run every 10 minutes. Avoid the traffic. Don't get stuck in the delay. Get Ipswich Buses today. A single £1.20, a return only £2. Find out more information at www.ipswichbuses.co.uk. Ipswich Buses, proud to partner with Talking Town.
Hey Cruncher, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing? All right, mate?
Thanks. Not often I see you on a Tuesday lunchtime, is it?
Yeah. Tuesday lunchtime, something different for the Talking Town viewers today, Matt.
Yeah, something a little bit different because, we've visited Ipswich's past before, haven't we? We've had Adam Tanner on, we've had Terry Butcher on, Russell Osman on. So we thought it'd be a good idea to visit Ipswich Town's present. Do you want to bring our gentleman in, the guest of the show?
Yeah, the main man, number 10. Well, it's number 21. Plays number 10.
Hello, boys. How you doing? I'm very well, thank you. Very well.
How's Tuesday been treating you? Good. Was it training today?
Good, yeah. Good. A little bit warmer today, so no trousers, no tights. It was nice out there.
Baltic won it yesterday. That was freezing.
Yesterday and Sunday
was Baltic, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was not nice at all. But yeah, it's better weather today. So yeah, it was a good training day.
Just when you've got like sort of really harsh weather on that, be it rain or snow or whatever, do you have to get yourself into a different mindset than you would when you was playing in warmer conditions? How does it kind of work?
In the game, you mean?
Just in terms of like when you're preparing for the match, you come out, you do the warm up, it's freezing cold like it was Sunday. How do you sort of get into that mindset?
Like anyone, it's harder to get warm. So probably just only talking for myself, more layers in the warm up. You don't want to be cold and risk obviously warming up and sprinting and pulling a muscle or anything like that. So layers in the warm up. I don't like playing with gloves or anything like that in the game. So I wouldn't wear gloves in the game or anything like that. I'd only wear an Under Armour. So that's probably as far as it goes for me.
What about your feet, Connor? Because your feet are obviously your tools. And if you're on the subs bench and it's freezing cold.
That's the worst thing. It's the worst thing. When I was on the bench, Wickham away, I was on the bench and honestly, so you go, obviously, if you're on the bench, you go to warm up at half time. Obviously, do a couple runs in the first half whilst the game's going on so you don't get stiff. And then you go on at half time, but your feet is just, that's the worst thing. But I think even if you're playing, though, you can have that as well. Even if you're playing, your toes just completely go.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, talking of Sunday, the Selena goal. What a finish. Was that one of the best goals you've seen in a game you've been playing in?
Yeah, it is, yeah, definitely. Unbelievable goal. Probably just to try it. A lot of people wouldn't try it. I've tried it, to be fair, I've tried a couple since I've been playing and it doesn't come off. You try them in training. Sometimes it comes off, sometimes it doesn't. But to actually try it in the game and for it to come off, because 9 times out of 10 it wouldn't. Unbelievable goal. Unbelievable. I think you can tell by my reaction. I was shocked. Yeah.
Yeah, and a great time to score, wasn't it, Rich? Because it was right into half time.
It was the touch. It was that first touch, Connor. How he's controlled it with his studs, hasn't he?
Well, he just caught it on the bounce, I think, isn't he? Caught it on the bounce, but yeah, the touch didn't surprise me at all. It was just the finish was ridiculous.
What about the ball from George Edmondson? It was a great ball.
I don't even think it was for Santi, I'll be honest. I think he's looked at the clock and seen 43, 44 minutes and thought, I'll get out of the pitch.
What was the mood like in the dressing room? Because obviously you scored that goal back in for half time. Was it kind of euphoric? Everyone sort of getting around first saying, what was it like in there?
No, definitely not. Obviously in the celebration, you're surprised and you're saying that to him, but when you're back in for half time, straight back on it really. It's not a big amount of time to tweak things in the game or for the gaffer to get his messages across. So as soon as you go back in, to be fair, I wouldn't lie about it. It's just focus on what the gaffer's got to say, how we can be better, and not taking our foot off the gas, which was the case on Tuesday, which is just to keep going because the first half was really good.
What do people drink at half time these days, Connor? Is it like tea, isotonic Lucozade, whatever it might be? What do you have?
We have isotonic drinks, yeah. I just drink water. I have an energy gel as well. Energy gels are probably quite a big thing now. But yeah, people drink isotonics or water. Really, that's probably about it.
It's funny you say about them energy, sort of little tubes, isn't there? I see the other night against Rotherham. How quickly does that work?
Yeah, I think they're sort of 5-10 minutes. Just little boosts in terms of into your system. If I was starting, I'd just have one before half time. Not before half time, sorry, at half time. If I wasn't starting, then I'd have one at half time as well, expecting to come on. So just giving yourself a little bit of a boost, whether it works or not, who knows? The science is obviously behind it, but even if you do it psychologically or just to do it as part of your routine, that's probably why I do it as well.
Richie's probably thinking of having these because he gets up at 3 a.m, Conor, for his work.
Yeah, good idea. Very good idea.
Just loads of coffee. That's what I So you did training this morning. We were just talking before we come on. You've had your lunch. What's a normal training day look like for you, Conor? Do you meet for breakfast before you start, the lads? Have lunch all together, or how does it go?
Yeah. What time do you have to be there? Yeah.
So day, you got to be in. We got to be in here at 9 o'clock. We have to be in by 9, and then have breakfast anywhere between 9 and half 9. Really, quite a lot. Most of the lads get in quite early, so I'll probably get in at 7:30 most days, which quite a lot of the lads do as well. So you have a bit more time before training to have your breakfast and to get the treatments you want and stuff like that. Everyone's different, but for myself, yeah, get in probably about 7:30. Have my breakfast, just before 9. Bit of stretching in the gym, a bit of mobility. Sometimes we do that as a group. Sometimes we do that just individual, whatever you want to do. If you want to see the physios for anything, you've got time to do that. Occasionally we'll have a meeting, depends if it's in the build-up of a game, analysing the team we're going to play, game plan, things like that. Or in the back of a game, you can be analysing the performance, watching the clips and things like that. And then you're sort of getting ready to go out to train at about 10 o'clock.
Okay. And what will you train for, like an hour, 2 hours? How does that all pretty varies?
That's different as well, depending on, I guess, if you've got a Saturday to Saturday game, the starters will do less than the boys that didn't start on Monday because it's second day recovery. So you'll probably go out, do a warm up, passing drill and a possession maybe, and then the lads that didn't play will then do a little bit more. Tuesday is probably the hard day, the most running distance wise, GPS and data wise, the hardest day. Wednesday or Thursday off, whichever way it goes. Say you got Wednesday off and then Thursday you're back in. It's another. It's not as tough as Tuesday, but it's not easy. Another day where you're preparing for the game. Probably after the day off is you then start preparing for the game. So you do your work at the beginning of the week, and then Wednesday day off. Then you're coming back in Thursday, Friday, and all focuses on the game plan and how we're going to play, how we're going to do this. And then Friday probably just a little bit of shape. And yeah, we always do a shooting comp on a Friday as well. Quite a lot of the lads are involved. Do a coffee comp, and then whoever loses has got to do a coffee run before they go home for everyone.
Oh my God!
So you're off tomorrow. What do you do on your downtime tomorrow? Yeah. What would like a day off look like for you?
Well, not tomorrow because we got the game. So in a normal one. I'm not one to lie in really. Obviously, all the lads are different. But I'll probably get up at 8 o'clock, even if I'm off. Have some breakfast. Sometimes take the dog out before breakfast. Depends what time I wake up, and then go out for a nice long walk. I don't really like doing nothing on my days off. I like to.
Tell us about your dog. Tell everyone about your dog, Conor.
I could talk all day, mate. So what do I know? Honestly, talk all day about him.
Leo, he's Leo, isn't he?
He's Leo, yeah. After Messi, really. That's the reason I called him Leo. But yeah, he's unbelievable. I wouldn't. He'd be anywhere that I am. He is. I couldn't move away or anything like that, and not have him with me. He's the king of our house, and me and my girlfriend, and he's just the king, the absolute king. If he wants to lay on one side of the bed and it's usually my side, I'll have to lay somewhere else. This is how it works in our house.
I've got two dogs, and they do take over the house.
Yeah, but honestly,
you without them, would you? They're just.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Life.
Wouldn't have it any other. Just dogs in general. I just think what you get from them is unrivaled in terms of loyalty, love, compassion. There's just so much that they give you, and for me, especially, what mine gives me is loads. And also having a dog makes sure you have to go out every day, go for walks, which we love doing. On my days off, we always go for hour and a half walks, really long walks. And it gets you, especially obviously with the job that I do, sometimes you're moving club. I've moved clubs probably a few times in the last 4 or 5 years. So gets you out, gets you seeing the place, seeing the area, which is an excuse to do it. We love it. And he's copes really well with obviously moving about as well, really well. So yeah, he's a special dog.
Sounds great. Rick, should we bring the wheel out? The famous wheel.
Yeah. Tell Conor what the wheel's all about.
So we've got all these different random light-hearted questions on the wheel, like a roulette wheel, Conor. So Mike, bring it out. Here we go. Let's see what we get. These tunes. It is ever been late for training, and what is the fine for being late?
I've not been late for training. I'm too scared of that, man. I hate being late. I get
living in Ipswich, the traffic's terrible, isn't it?
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah, it's bad.
Okay.
Coming in the morning, yeah, it is. But yeah, I've never been late. So obviously, the first time you're going into training, and the first time you go to a game, because obviously timings are different as well. Maybe a night game, things. I always go extra early the first couple of times just to work it out. So I'll be waiting there in training lab like half hour before the lads get in at a game. You're there too early, but the feeling of nearly being late, which I have had before, obviously with traffic and stuff like that, that feeling's the worst. I hate it.
Puts you in a bad mindset.
Yeah, I just hate being late or thinking that I'm going to be late. So I'd rather be chilled and make sure I'm up nice and early and to where I need to be. I'd rather be 45 hour early than be 2 minutes late. I hate that feeling.
I've got a question for you, not on the wheel. So you said you moved clubs quite a lot. Have you done your initiation song at town?
No, obviously there was that many players that it just got bypassed. Otherwise, I would have been there for hours listening to all the lads singing because there was 20 new players or whatever it was.
What would be your song? What would be your go-to song?
Yeah, what was you going to do?
I sing. I've frozen on the spot here. I've sang a couple actually. I've sung at Portsmouth. I sung. Sorry. One Direction, Little Things. Ever since then I've sung Stand By Me. You know the song?
Yeah.
Good song.
Nice.
I've sung that.
I reckon you got it in you. I reckon you got it in you to pull that off.
I don't mind it, you know. I actually quite enjoy it. Some lads absolutely hate it. Some lads hate watching it as well. Some lads feel really awkward watching it. It's crazy. But I don't mind it. I just think you've got to go for it. And if you're rubbish, you're rubbish. But yeah, it's good. I've done it every club other than this club because obviously there was so many signings.
So many. Yeah. I mean, talking about moving clubs here, is it difficult as a footballer and in the mindset that you're in an area, you've come down to Ipswich from Barnsley, presumably you were quite settled there, and then within a click of a finger, you're down in Suffolk?
Yeah, that's what probably people don't realise. Obviously, we're extremely fortunate with the job that we have, but we also sacrifice a lot as well, which a lot of people say that they did sacrifice that to have that in a heartbeat. But I in general, I don't think the majority of people would. In terms of family, traveling, moving. So I moved, obviously, like you say, I went to Portsmouth to Coventry. So that was my first move, obviously about 3 hours away. And then I went even further. So my mum was fuming. So I went about 4.5 hours to Barnsley, which obviously it's nice. My mum cries every single time. I've been moved away from the area.
Yeah.
Back home, Worthing, for I've been 21, so coming up 4 years, and my mum cries every time she leaves my house. When she comes to visit, every time she leaves, she cries still. So I was like that, and then obviously I bought a house in Barnsley, and then obviously you relocating. I was in a hotel for a while. I was lucky being in the hotel here because obviously there was that many new players that we're all in the same boat. So we're all together. But I felt for my girlfriend. My girlfriend and my dog was in Barnsley still because that's where our house was. She was 4.5 hours away from home, only up there because I was playing for Barnsley and I wasn't even there. So I was really keen to get a house here as soon as possible. So found a house to rent, which isn't easy with a dog as well, to find places that you can get to rent. And now I've bought a house that we're moving into in January, so we can't wait for that.
So what happens to the house in Barnsley? Do you rent that, or do you just?
I'm selling it. Yes, obviously there's like everyone's selling and buying houses. There's chains and things like that.
Yeah, I mean that's hassle, isn't it? That's hassle for people just doing regular 9 to 5s, let alone traveling around the country playing football.
Yeah, but we're extremely fortunate, very fortunate. But yeah, that's definitely a side of it that people never really think of or think that it is easy.
So how hard is it when you left Portsmouth? Because you were there from 6 years old, weren't you? You started when you were at Pompey.
Yeah, 6 to 21. So, 14, 15 years really. Obviously, I was living at home as well. So I wasn't far away. I was about 30 minutes into training every morning. I was living at home. So, it was... I wanted to leave because I wasn't playing as much as I wanted to. I was 21. I didn't want to get to 22, 23, 24 and not have sort of established myself in the Football League. I feel like I've definitely done that now. And that probably wouldn't have happened if I didn't move. I wasn't someone that was just going to wait and wait. Not that kind of person. If it wasn't happening at the time, then I've got more than enough sort of faith in my ability that I was good enough to play. And I proved that by obviously going to Cov and then going to Barnsley as well. So I wouldn't have changed my decision at all.
So I want to ask you about the reception you got. I was at Fratton Park when we beat them 4-0 early in the season. And I think now in football, Conor, when you came off there, you walked around that pitch and the ovation you got from their fans, it really sort of touched. I thought it was really good because too often nowadays you get transferred, don't you, somewhere. You get dogs abuse when you go back. I just thought that was really nice and it showed what you sort of meant to them, obviously coming through as a youngster, and they give you that ovation. I thought it was absolutely fantastic.
No, it was special. Really special. It makes me smile, obviously, thinking about it. My whole family were there at the game. So it was really, really special moment and I can only thank them for that. They were unbelievable with me when I was playing there as a player. They were really, really good to me. They did honestly see me as one of their own, and it was something that they were always behind me. And I really felt that as well. And then when I was leaving, they completely understood why. They were under the impression that I should have been playing a lot more. So they understood why I made the decision to move. And then ever since, I've always had messages from Portsmouth fans on social media. Every time I go back to watch a game and talk to the fans, they're always sort of keep track of how I'm doing. And they've always only ever said nice things and been delighted when I played in the Championship and Portsmouth were in League One. They weren't bitter or anything like that. They were only ever pleased with me. And the fans are unbelievable. Honestly, the way they've treated me there. Obviously, going back, even if they do love you, I think sometimes when you go back, you're seen as a rival anyway. So sometimes you're loved before the game, after the game, but during the game, you're getting boos, you're getting cheered.
And you would have scored as well, didn't you? You didn't celebrate when you scored.
No, they're special fans. And I've got a lot to thank them for, definitely.
How big? We'll talk about your Pompey days there, Conor. How big was the draw of Paul Cook coming to Portman Road then?
Yeah, it was massive. Absolutely massive. Obviously, knowing him and playing with him before, it was huge. But look, this club doesn't need much pull at all or convincing. It's a huge football club. As soon as I walked into the door, I realised that. And probably in a naive way as well, I hadn't realised how big it was until you're here, until you see the fans every week, until you see the travelling supporters. I was probably a little bit naive to that. And I know my football as well. I enjoy knowing about football. I enjoy football knowledge and stuff like this. And I was a little bit naive to how big Ipswich were. But I'm under no sort of impression now other than they're a massive football club. And coming in the door and seeing the training ground, seeing the stadium, all the staff, and how hard everyone works here, it's brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, we only obviously see Cookie in the post-match interviews and the press conferences and that, but what kind of character is he like day to day when you see him Monday to Friday? What kind of personality has he got? What is the pull of Paul Cook?
Yeah, it's great. He's great. I think he just makes you really want to play for him. Honestly, I do. And in and around the training ground as well, when you're not on the training pitch, when you're sort of having your food, having your chill time between sessions, he's brilliant. He's hilarious to be around and to want to be around as well. There's a pool table in our canteen, and a lot of the lads are addicted to it between sessions, where we're having lunch and dinner and things like that. And the gaffer, to be fair to him, he's very good. So when you're playing, you always got a little bit more nerves than when you play anyone else. And
you beat him.
his speech play is unbelievable. He can beat you just by speaking to you before the game, but no, he's really good at it. So it's it's really enjoyable place to be.
Brilliant. Should we bring out the wheel again, Rich? Should we bring out that wheel again?
Go for it. Let's have
Go on,
another one.
Ryan. Go for it. Is there a town WhatsApp group, Connor? And who is the admin?
Yeah, of course there is. I'll be honest, there's bloody loads of groups here. There's training groups, there's physio groups. Obviously, the lads have got our own group because obviously we have to have ones with the staff as well, where all details get thrown in for training times, match times, and things like that.
Okay.
But yeah, just talking solely about the players. I don't actually know the admin is. I guess it will be one of the boys that was here before all the new signings. I'd be surprised if it wasn't. Maybe Toto or someone like that. But yeah, of course there is. It's where obviously speak a lot away from at the training ground as well, organising things, speaking about things. So yeah, of course there is.
Do you do like little social events and things all together?
Yeah, of course we do. Yeah, I think it's important. I think it's very important. To be fair, this being here at the moment is probably one of the most social off the pitch groups that I've had. It's amazing. Absolutely love it. I know obviously you've probably seen about coffee club and things like that, but that's not just a gimmick and something that's on social media. That's majority days after training, lads are going for coffees with each other and chatting about training, chatting about the games, chatting about loads of random stuff. Loads of topics, conversation. But that probably helps as well. I think I spoke about it before, where there were so many lads in hotels at the start.
Yeah,
lads really did just come together straight away, and there was a social bond between a lot of the lads. So yeah, there is a real sort of friendship off the pitch here, and that's something that is brilliant, and it's definitely helps sort of on the pitch things as well.
Yeah, fantastic.
So talking of friendship, who's your best friend in football?
The whole of football.
Whole of football.
Adam Webster.
Good player.
Adam Webster,
Good player.
He's my best mate. So it's his wedding in the summer actually, and I'm best man. So I've got to make and things like that. So yeah, he's my best mate. We was obviously at Portsmouth together, and actually came to watch him a couple of times when he played here. Came to watch a few times. Came to his house and stayed and watched him when obviously it fit around the games that I had. But yeah, we've been close for a good few years. So yeah, he's my best mate.
Still can't believe, Conor, we sold him for 3 million, and I think the next season he went to Brighton for about 25 million, didn't he?
Yeah, he was at Bristol City for a year, and then went for 22 million.
Yeah.
But he's some player. He's unbelievable. I was watching him. Watch most games that I can. But they played Leeds the other night, and he's unbelievable.
Did you play for England?
1 million%. 1 million%. Yeah.
I've always thought that.
I just think. I do think with England that there is which it shouldn't really be like. It's like Brighton isn't seen as obviously a top club in the Premier League. I think that definitely goes against him. But the way England play and what he brings to a team when he plays is definitely. I think they both could dunk at Brighton as well. I think he's had nowhere near the amount of England caps that he should have. And to be fair, Webby says that to me when I say to him about England. He says that to me. He said, "Look, if anyone deserves it, it's Donkey." But yeah, there's definitely some that I won't say who. I won't put my opinion on that, but I definitely think he should be in the conversation. But I don't know. Don't ever say never.
I think under Southgate now, Connor, you know, it used to be, didn't it? You get the big clubs, Tottenham, your Arsenals, your Man United. Now, look, Southgate, he'll pick players, I think, if they're playing well, I think they'll get a chance because it's not just them big clubs now that he's picking from.
Yeah, I do. I see what you're saying. I do see what you're saying, but I just do feel like there's some people that haven't been given a chance in terms of centre half or that position. I might be biased. Don't get me wrong, I might be biased.
It's trying. I don't disagree. We saw that with
Lewis Duncan. He's been doing it for years and years, and he's not had anywhere near the amount of England caps that he should have.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. We saw it reach 20 years ago.
As well, you can't argue with what Carroll's done or doing because I'm the biggest England fan ever when England games are on. I absolutely love him. So you can't argue with anything that he's doing. It's probably the best feeling we've had since, well, I don't know when, before my time.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say, we saw it 20 years ago. Marcus Stewart was at Town, Connor. He was a top scorer, English top scorer when he reached in the Premier League. Never got a sniff at England, did he?
Didn't get a cap, did he?
No. Well, we're running out of time, Connor. I know you want to get away. So we're going to have one more question on the old wheel here. See what we come up. If you are in a club, are you one of the first on the dance floor?
I'll be honest, I probably am, but I shouldn't be. But I probably am. I probably actually am one of the first, but I shouldn't be. I've not really got many moves or anything like that. But I just get excited. I just like music and stuff like that. I just get excited. Yeah, I probably would be close. Yeah, but I've not got sort of the moves that some people would have. Definitely not.
Who in the dressing room's got their moves? Who's busting some grooves now?
You know, Kyle Edwards would be able to dance, I think, definitely.
Who wouldn't be able to dance? Who'd have two left feet?
Ooh. I can't say him. He's been hammered enough. Lee Evans would definitely not be able to dance. Morsey wouldn't be able to dance. He'd just be tackling everyone, 2-footing everyone or something. Who else? I'm going to throw a few people under the bus. Might as well, might I?
Yeah. Why are you here?
Who else? Fridge can't dance. He's too wide. He's like this. He'd be too stiff. There's no way Fridge can dance.
Before you go, Colin, here's a quick question. I've always wondered this. In terms of like travel to away games, when you went Plymouth, did you fly down there or was it a coach? How did that work?
No, we got the coach. With a journey like Plymouth, sometimes we travel like, so not on the Friday, like on the Thursday.
Right.
Just to give yourself the best possible time recovery-wise. But I think you can never win as a football club. Some lads would like to travel on a Thursday. Some would like to travel on a Friday and be at home for the extra day. In the squad, you'll never be able to win. You just got to do what's probably best for majority and for sort of your body. So, yeah, we haven't flown. I think it's quite tough from here because there's not really. You'd have to drive to an airport and then
Norwich.
By the time you do that, it's the same sort of time anyway.
Yeah. So you're coming back from long trips, say like when you came back from Oldham or whatever. You're coming back at sort of early hours of the morning then?
Oh, Oldham was a tough one there.
Yeah.
Oldham, we got back at 3:30, I think we got back.
Wow. So is everyone sleeping on the coach or are you still wired from the game?
Yeah, quite a few lads will sleep. But to be fair, quite a lot of lads, we've got a card school that we play for coffees and stuff like that, the service stations. If you lose, you've got to pay for the coffees. But I get involved in that because I feel like that's the best way for the time to just pass you by. Time sort of goes.
Coming back from Oldham, I think I'll pass the coach. Have you got a chef on there?
Yeah.
I see him at the back.
Yeah, the chef's on there, boss. Yeah.
What does he cook up?
There's a few things you got after a game. Obviously, it's just to get sort of big things back into your body in terms of nutrients, protein, and stuff like that. So what do we have? We have some curry sometimes. We'll have little burgers, like little small ones, like sliders, chicken wings.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good. Chef comes with us wherever we travel to the hotels, and he'll oversee sort of the food and things like that, making sure that everything's all right.
Yeah. And do you stop at the services? I've got visions of Ipswich Town players walking around the services.
Yeah, it's like that. Yeah. Sometimes you'll see other teams as well, obviously, because Friday's usually the day everyone travels. And then you'll stop at services, and you'll see other teams, obviously normal, everyday people, obviously. But yeah, we always play cards for coffees at the services. So if you lose,
coffee bill? What does that come up?
Expensive. Services are always expensive.
Yeah, services are expensive, but there's probably about 6 or 7 of us that play. No, maybe not even that many. 5 or 6. Me, Macca, Lee Evans, Cam Burgess, Wes, Fridge. Gaffer comes in sometimes, but if the Gaffer loses, you're not getting any coffees off him, so you just hope the Gaffer doesn't lose.
I think we're there. We've done our half hour. I was going to say, Rich, do you want to ask Conor the final question? It's got to be the Jaffa cake question, surely.
Yeah. So, is a Jaffa cake? Is it a cake or a biscuit?
I think that's a silly question. How is it not a cake? It's got no.
I think it's a biscuit.
It says cake in the name, and it's got no crunch. Only crunch is a biscuit. Biscuit's got a crunch, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very true.
Do you like Jaffa cakes?
I don't dislike them. I never eat them, but I don't dislike them. It's one of them things that you open, isn't it? And then they'll be gone 2 minutes later.
Yeah. What did you go to biscuit quickly?
Oh, biscuit. I'll be honest. It sounds so boring, doesn't it? I don't really have biscuits. Go to Bicky. Oh, the McVitie's, the yellow pack, with the caramel in. You can dunk them in your tea, and they just don't.
Yeah,
they just don't. They don't fall off because
nothing worse when that falls in your tea. Your biscuit.
You're
pushing around trying to get it out, and it's like that's ruined.
I'd say the yellow packet. Yeah, McVitie's the yellow packet. Yeah,
brilliant. Well, thanks, Conor, for dropping by. We really appreciate it. Good luck for the rest of the season. Good luck with the upcoming games. We'll all be supporting you.
No worries at all. Anytime. It's a pleasure.
Stop, man.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Cheers, guys.
We're on a journey, looking back on the thing that we've taken for